Hi, good evening, all of you. I hope all of you have joined now and we can start with the session. So I'll be sharing my screen. There it is. Okay, so let's open Revit and continue from where we left yesterday. I hope everyone has installed Revit and no one is having any problem with the installation. Uh, okay, so let's today start with Revit. Yesterday, I showed you a little bit about BIM, Building Information Modeling. And today we will be starting with Revit. Okay. So first thing, as you can see, when you open Revit, I'm using Revit 2022. Okay, that's 2022 version. Right now, once you open Revit, you see this. Okay, you see this interface where you have models, open, new, all these models are given, families are given. Here also recent files are given. These are few sample models from Revit, and we are going to check these as well. We'll look into these sample models, and these are few families. Families are something like components. You can say small components that you can use. It could be a furniture. A family could be a roof in a building. It could be anything. It's a separate component that you can prepare and you can use in the structure. It's just like blocks in AutoCAD. In AutoCAD, you have tool palettes and you can use those tool palettes to readily use the elements. You don't need to draw them. You already have them, right? So just like that, we have these families. And model is the model that you create for any building, any structure. Okay. Now here you can see you have these recent files, you have families, you have open new option, and there is this arrow which if you click displays the active model or family. So when you click here, it goes back to this. But what are you going to do if you want to go back there? You can simply click on this option, home. Opens your Revit home. This is how you can switch back to that view. This is opens your Revit home. Access, you can see it says access models and families or create new models and families. When you click on there, you're back to this view. This is Revit home. Why I'm saying that this is Revit home, you can see on the top also it's written Autodesk Revit 2020 home, right? When you click here, it goes back to this. What is this? This is the model space, okay, where you can create your model in Revit. Okay, and now if you want to go back there, you can simply click on this, and if you want to switch back to the model space, you can click there. So this is where you don't see any template, no recent file, just a blank. It's not even a model. If you want to create a new model, you need to click on file and click on new and click on project. That's how you can create a model, but it's not possible here. I mean, you can't create a model. It's grayed out, you can see. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to go to this option only, home. And in home, you have these open, new, and all that. So we will come back to that. We'll look into the interface. Uh, First of all, we will look into some of the sample models that we have. We will try to understand the interface using these sample models. Okay, and it's better to use these sample models to understand the interface rather than using a blank model to do the same, right? In a blank model, you would not know how the model will behave when we change anything in the interface, whether we change the views from different plans, different elevations, or whatever it is. Okay, so let's look into each of these models. Let's first select this model. This is sample architecture project. Let's click on this. Okay, so yesterday also I showed you a very basic thing about this, this model, and you can see this. So right now, what are we looking at? What kind of view is that? Like this is some kind of a model. I mean, it's not a 3D model that you're looking at. It's kind of a summary of the whole model with the picture, some of the details and all that. You can even zoom in. If you want to zoom in, again, the same zoom in, zoom out options are there. Pan, zoom in, zoom out, all those options still are there, right? And you can just zoom in. One second. You can simply zoom in here and you can see this is the image. It's not a model, it's just an image. It's kind of a drawing sheet, which is showing you the summary of Revit. And you can create this for, for yourself as well when you create your own model. So let's see what are the details which are given here, because with this, you'll get a lot of idea how you can create the final drawing or summary for yourself, right? So you can see this is the model, Autodesk Revit basic sample project. And you can see that it has its own components. Various components are there. When I click here on this text, you can see this is text. If I click here, you can see on the left side the property text opens, from where I can change the text if I want, change the size and all. But I don't want to change it, but I'm just showing you that you can change from here. Okay, if you want to change anything which is written inside, you can just change it from here. Okay, you can just type. So it's something that can be prepared very easily. And you can see when you select that, modify text notes, edit text is something that comes up when you double click here. You can make changes in the text. These are few text commands: indents, outdents, bullets, bold, italic, and all. When you press escape multiple times, the selection will be gone. Okay, and you can see these are other images. These are images within the model, within the within the model. And these, you can see, these are simply called viewports. These viewports are possible in AutoCAD as well. You can see when you put the cursor here, it says viewports. Here also viewports. And what is this? When you put the cursor here, it says schedule graphics. How do I? So here you can see level, basic, add levels to the project, elevation, reviewed, no, what view. So all these are written here. So if you just read the description here, it says to learn more about contents of the sample project, look for the help icon near an element, select the icon and then select the learning link. Parameters in the properties palette. Use the dash dash to connect to the relative wiki topic. So it's again, it's kind of explaining you these these points, and it's kind of an example in itself. Okay. And you can see different levels are given, uh, create roof and all that. So it's kind of a schedule which is mentioned there. But the more important thing is you can, what it is showing is in basically it is showing you that you can put an image here of the overall project. Here you can add some schedule, some kind of data or information. On the top right corner, you have this Autodesk logo, but here you can have, if you're working in your own company, you would put their your own company's logo or your consultancy's logo. You can see consultant, address, phone, fax, email, all these could be added here, whoever consultants were there or the people who are involved in preparing this. And at the bottom, you have number, description, date. Since it's a sample, it's blank. It's not something which is filled. Autodesk sample house, title sheet, project number is given, issue date, drawn by, checked by, and this is the drawing number. Scale is also given, okay, and there is some code. It's, I think, on which date this was opened or printed. Okay, so this is a kind of representation which you are seeing. And now you might be wondering, from where are we seeing this? So in Revit, I told you yesterday that you have these tabs on the top. That's fine. I mean, you have these these tabs which can help you create your model. But the thing is, on the left side, you have this properties panel. Two panels are there actually. One is this properties panel, this one. Okay. Properties panel is not very big panel. I'll just show you how much it is. It's not the whole panel actually. It's just this much. Just this much. This is properties panel. And what is the other panel? So this panel that you see, this is project browser panel. Okay, project browser. So this is properties, this is project browser. So let's see what's the difference between properties and project browser panel. So properties panel, just by the name, you would know that this panel tells you about the item that you select. It will show you the characteristics or properties of the components or items that you're selecting in the drawing. So if I select, let's say, this image, I will see the properties of that on the left side. You can see it is showing sheet and all that. If I select this, it is showing viewport. If I select, let's say, this, on this side, you can see A1 matrix. This is title block. If I select, let's say, this will show, this is schedule graphics. Okay, just like that. So whatever you select here, it is going to show you the properties on the left side. And this is something that will happen throughout Revit. Whatever you are going to select, you can see the properties on the left side, and you can make changes to the properties here from here itself. So I'll give you one example. Suppose if I select let's say if I select this title block on the top, okay, when I put the cursor here, it says text notes, text 18 mm Arial. So it's also in some way telling me some information about that. Okay, so if I just put the cursor, if I just click here on this, it says, you can see same thing, text 18 mm Arial. Now here I can just change whatever I want, left align attachment, right attachment, keep readable and all that. So suppose what shall we change? Suppose I want to change its size. Let's say I need to change, I'm changing its property. And how is it possible? Because I've selected it. Now I'll be changing its property. I'll select here, click on 10 mm. Can you see the size of the text has changed, right? So if I select here, I make it 3.5, it has changed again. So whatever you do here, you can change the sizes like this. So it's only possible through the properties page. Now you might be wondering, this is properties page, it's fine. I mean, I can just select, I can select anything and I can change from here. And few other information I can change from here. You can see title sheet, drawn by, these things also I can change, these other information. But now the question is, what's the use of the other blue box that I'm showing here, the blue panel? Okay, so what's the use of this blue box, this blue panel? Okay, and that is what we are going to understand now. So properties, I guess it is clear to you. Whatever you select, you can change the properties of that particular component from this box, the red box. Now, what is this blue box all about? Okay, so let's say that right now, what you're seeing is the blue box that you see, that's the project browser. Okay, what is the meaning of project browser? Project browser means you can browse within the project using project browser. So what is the meaning of browse within the project? Browse within the project means you can browse for various information within the project. So browse for various information, that means right now I am looking at some information, some view in my project. And if I want to change the view, I can use this project browser. It's actually relevant to the view or what exactly you're looking at. Right now, I'm looking at a, you can say title sheet. This is the name of this view, title sheet. If I want to change it to, let's say 3D view or plan view or anything, I can change it very easily, right? So now, suppose if I, 1 second. Okay, I'm looking at the title sheet and let me show you where in the project browser. Can you see where in the project browser? Just scroll down the project browser. Can you locate the title sheet? Can you tell me this tab, this title sheet? Which option in the project browser has been selected? Where is that? Like lots of options are there here. Floor plans, you can see 3D views, you have elevations, you have these sections, detail views, various options are there. But where is this title sheet option? You just need to go down because that is what is selected right now, right? Yeah. Where would you find that? You would find that in sheets, as Prajula and Monica are saying. Okay. So we will look into them in sheets. So let's go down here and let's look into the sheets. So here you have sheets all, and here you have different sheets placed. So title sheet, site plan, plans, elevations, you have these elevation section and details and all. So these sheets are given. So in this right now, this title sheet is selected. Okay. And from here, we can, change whatever sheet we want to. So these sheets are created. Whoever has created this sample project, they have created these sheets. Okay. And I'll just clear these colors from here, red and blue. So now, just a moment. So if we, 1 second. Okay. So if we change the sheet, right now I'm on title sheet. How can I change it to site plan? If I want to look at another sheet, another drawing. This is a drawing only, finally prepared. It's not a model, it's just a drawing. It has been created from model only. So if I want to look at site plan, let's say, This is right now title sheet. I want to go to site plan. So what I can do, how can I go to site plan? How I can open site plan? I can simply double click. Double click is something which is very intuitive. I think that you would know that that's something that you need to do. But is there any other option? Can you just right click also? And where would you click after right click? Can you see open? Open is there. Open. When you click on open, it will open that tab, that view. Can you see now it has opened the site plan? Okay, so this is the site plan, the top view. Actually, site plan is your top view usually, and these are all these are technical names, so you should be aware of that. Every residential project you see have their own site plans. So site plans shows you the plan of the whole site. That means from top view where things are located, right? So that's site plan. These are plans. If I right click, open this, this is plans. And you can see the one that is open, that gets highlighted. You can see this is plan. You can zoom in, you can see these plans. You can see the legends and everything. Room legends and all. Okay, so this is plans, this is site plans, and you can switch to other views as well. So whichever view you switch to, I mean, you can switch to the views from here also. You can just double click here. Here, if you double click here, it will switch to this. You can switch from here also. You can click here. You can see here also it gets highlighted, site plan. If I go to plans, it gets highlighted here. But is there something else as well within this? I mean, when you, can you see this, this expand option, this plus symbol, right? There is a plus symbol. If you click on this plus, if you click on this plus, you would see that these are different rendering options using which these rendered images have been created. Rendering means through rendering, the graphics of the, you can say the graphics of the model can improve, and that's why you can see if you compare it with the 3D view, these graphics are quite good. Okay, and that is only possible through rendering. So rendering is one one kind of image processing process which improves the quality of the image. Okay, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rendered images are there. Can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What else do we have? Schedule. You can see schedule is also there. Okay, so when you double click, it actually focuses on that. Can you see when you double click, you can open that. Now it's just showing you that schedule. If I click on any rendered, you can see rendering approach 1. So now it's focusing on this. It's just opened this page. So in this title sheet, it's actually, title sheet is a combination of all these rendered images. If I double click on the kitchen, rendering kitchen, this is the image that we got. Okay, now you can remove these. You can just close this. It's not like they are removed, they're just, you're not looking at the view here. So this way you can change. Same thing happens with the site plan. Okay, what are the components you have included there in the drawing? So these are the sheets. And why I firstly explained you these sheets, because that's what you see when you open this sample project. Okay, now the question is, what are the other views apart from this? So obviously, first thing that you would want to look at is this. Under floor plan, you have this level 1, level 2 site. So you can see various floor plans. So if I double click on level 1, you'll see how the floor plan looks at level 1. Can you see everything, all the details, chairs, tables, right? This is a column. How do I know this is a column? When I put the cursor, it shows. If I can select this and I will see column only. You can see concrete round column with drop caps. That's column. So whatever you select, you will see the property on the left side. That is what you need to understand here. Okay. And you can see rainwater collection tanks are there. When you just click here, it shows DC tank works and all. So that's placed there. But now with the level 1 view, this is level one view. If you want to see level 2 view, this is level 2 view, where you see at the second level. Why? Because this drawing has multiple levels. And if I go to site, so these are all the floor plans which are possible in this. Okay, site, level 2, level 1. Title sheet, let's just get rid of title sheet. I don't want to see title sheet. I've closed it. You have level 1, level 2, and site. These are the levels. Now, if you want to see 3D view, okay, let's look at 3D view. Just double click on 3D view. In 3D, you have this approach from yard, kitchen, living room, section perspective, solar analysis, and 3D itself. This is 3D view actually. When you click on approach, that just shows you the approach. That's just one view in three. It's 3D only, but that's kind of one view. You can't actually rotate anything. It's kind of a fixed viewport. So it's kind of 3D only, but it's just the approach. It's not showing you the totally the 3D part. So I can just close this. And which one shall I select if I want to see purely the 3D view? I don't want to see any approach or anything. I can just select this 3D. Can you see 3D? Under 3D views, you have this 3D. You just double click here. Now this is the 3D view. And all of these, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm selecting here, it is possible through project browser only, through project browser. Okay. Now you can zoom in, and here also same thing happens. Whatever you select, you will see the properties of that on the left side. Same thing happens in level 1, level 2, site, 3D, anywhere. Okay. And you can change their properties as well. And how do you rotate? Can you tell me how do we rotate? What's the shortcut for rotate? Can anyone tell me? I mean, I can use this this also. What is this? This is also rotate. You can see on this side, kind of a wheel which you can use to rotate. But what's the shortcut to rotate? The same shortcut is used in AutoCAD as well, in AutoCAD 3D. Scroll bar, but scroll bar is just going to zoom in, zoom out. You scroll forward, it is going to zoom in. You scroll backward, it is going to zoom out. It has to do something with scroll bar only, but what exactly is that? Shift plus scroll, as Wasabi is saying, correct. So the answer is shift plus scroll. So we need to press shift and scroll key both in order to just press shift and press the scroll bar and drag it. Press and hold the scroll bar and move the mouse. That is how it is going to work. Okay. Now suppose here, if I select various, whatever I select, I can see the properties on the left side. And you can also go inside. Let's see if we can go inside. Now that's the thing. That's a major difference in Revit and ArchiCAD. What I've seen is in ArchiCAD, you can actually, in 3D only, you can go inside. And in Revit, like just by zooming in, you can go inside. Here it just zooms in. So that's a major difference you see here. Because when you go inside by zooming in, it feels more realistic. So it's totally different graphics that you will see here. And you can see in the here you have this parking, kind of a parking here. And if I select this, I'll see the property on the left side. You can see when I put the cursor here, if I just put the cursor here, it says entourage beetle. So if I just click here, you can see on the left side you have this beetle. Okay, that's the property. If I want to change it, let's say to anything else, I can type here car. Let's say if I get any car, no, van, no, that's not actually loaded. Okay, that's fine. I can have anything here. Let's say I can change it to anything. And graphics of car and everything is also quite great in ArchiCAD. After learning Revit, if you go to ArchiCAD, you will see a major difference, and I'll show you that if needed. We'll see. But this is you can see whatever you select here, you see the property on the left side, and that's why you might be wondering what this is. What does this look like? This looks like a retaining wall or something, right? When you just put the cursor here, it says basic wall retaining, right? It has to be a retaining wall because it's built. You can see on the other side you have soil. So this is soil. How do I know that this is soil or earth? I can just select this. Can I select this whole thing? Is it possible? Let me try selecting it. No, it's more like topography. Okay, so let me select this retaining wall. This is retaining wall. Just click on it. Now you can see I've selected it. Can you see on the left side? It says basic wall retaining 300 mm. 300 mm is the size of this. And how can I say that 300 mm is the size? Because that's what it is. And if you really want to measure the size, suppose of this, you can actually measure it. Do we have any measure command here in Revit? Where is the measure command? It's there on the top only. On the quick access toolbar, you will find one of the commands. This one. What is this one? Let's see. This is align dimension. Okay, this is not measure. So if I want to measure something, I think I need to go to view, because that's where we can view the items. No, not in view. Let's go to modify, and there it is, measure. It's actually measure only. This what I was showing you here, it was kind of measure only. So you can go to modify, and in modify you have this. Okay, measure, and here you can choose whatever dimension you want. Okay, so let's say I want to check this. I can click here, and it says, you can see it says select references, then click in empty space to place a dimension. So it's for placing the dimension. So let's try to place the dimension, and one second. Aligned. You can see it is placed. This is the dimension. You can see 300 it is showing. So it is showing in 3D. That's a 300 mm dimension. I just wanted to check the dimension here. So that's 300. You can align it with respect to the object. That's a different thing, but I just wanted to show you that it's 3D. And you can see the entrance of car is from here. It's a retaining wall on both sides created, and that's for the car parking. Okay. So the point here is you can create whatever you create here, you get the 3D model, and you can make any changes you want. And these are all objects. When you select this, and these kinds of objects you don't get in AutoCAD. And that's the reason we use Revit for 3D. You can see you have this railing when you select it. You can change the railing to anything. You can change the property of this railing. Phase created. You can see it is showing phase created. When was this railing created? Working, drawing, learning content, whatever it is. You can choose, the time aspect is covered through this. Okay. So now let me go back to the other view and let me show you a few more things. Now in the level 1 or level 2, few things you will notice is you have these grids 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you might be wondering, how can we create these grids? How to create these grids? Okay, so that is what we are going to learn. How to create these grids, first of all. I think you have understood a little about the interface. It's quite similar to AutoCAD, first of all. But the only difference I would say is that you have this properties panel here on the left side. Okay, and on at the bottom, you have this project browser option. Properties panel helps you check the property of any item you select. Whatever you select here, let's say if I select, even if I select this grid, let's say if I select this grid, I can see the property of that grid as well. 6.5 mm bubble. So whatever you select, you see the property of that grid, of that particular element. So that's properties, and here you have project browser from where you can change the view. Apart from plan and 3D, you can also check the elevation views, elevation or sections. So quickly, let me show you the elevation as well. So if I want to go to elevation, see, this is floor plans. These are 3D views, and here you have elevations. So in the elevations, you have this east. When you double click on east, you have this east elevation. Okay, so it looks like you are looking at this whole model from east direction. Okay, when you double, and you can see here also you have these grids. And apart from grids, what do we have, which are quite similar to grids? In plan, you have grids. What would you need in elevation? In plan view, you need grids. But in elevation view, you need, apart from grids, you also need something else. What are these? Levels, right? As Monica is saying. So those levels are there on the right side, you can see. You can see foundation, level 1, living room, level 1, ceiling, level 2, roof line. So these levels will guide you regarding the whole, the whole model, what levels to create and everything. So that's the point of these levels. And of course, you have these grids also, which helps you to work in the plan view. Okay. So I'll show you a little bit about grids and levels. Initially we'll be starting with those only. And before that, let me show you other elevations as well. This is, you can see north elevation of the whole building, of the whole model. Here also you have levels. Obviously in the elevation view only, you would see these levels. Then you have this south. When you double click on south, you see the south elevation. You double click on west, you see the west elevation, how the structure will look like from west. So when we start using Revit, when we start creating a model on Revit, we'll try to create a very simple model with columns, let's say 4 columns, 4 walls, let's say 1 roof, 1 door, 1 window and all. And then we will analyze how we are seeing this south, north, east, west and everything, and 3D. Okay, that's kind of a simple project we'll try to do in order to understand Revit. Of course, apart from that, we will be trying to understand few more things. And based on that, I'll also give you some work, like you also need to create a model parallelly and submit at the end of the whole training on Revit. Okay, so that will be your own model based on your own ideas or imagination or whatever you want. Okay, so next let's okay, so this is the east, north, southwest elevation. Now the question is, you might be wondering, how are we getting this east, north, south, west elevation? How are we getting these? What's the reference that is being used? Just look at this symbol. Look at this symbol, kind of an arrow symbol. Go to level 1, let's say. Can you see any symbol similar to this symbol here? Not very similar, but can you see this? This is the elevation symbol. This is the reason you are looking at the elevation. It's kind of a camera, right? You can consider this as a camera. So it's a camera which is placed here and which is letting you see the how things are looking like from this end. Okay. So suppose if I want to open this elevation itself, what I can do is I can just select this, right click. Is there any open option? No, not open. I think I need to just right click here. And can I open this? That's what I'm seeing. Browsers, project browsers, and all. Okay. You can delete this, you can hide, you can repeat. 1 second. And in Revit, you can simply select it like this also. So okay, it's fine, it's not opening. This we can do with grids, but with levels, I'm just checking whether it will allow us to change to open or something. Okay, fine referring views are there. Earlier in the previous, you can say in the previous releases of Revit, there was direct option to open these, these views. But now what they have done is, they like this looks like south elevation because you're looking from south. You can see when you just put the cursor here, it says elevation 1. Okay, let's look at the names of these elevations. This is elevation 2, this is elevation 3, and there is elevation 4 as well. Okay, you can see this is 1 second. This is elevation 5. So these are the different elevations that you're seeing. And do we have these elevations mentioned? Okay, it's mentioned in this form only: east, north, south, west. So let me check if it is there in the site plan, whether they have mentioned this. Let's check in the level 2. Okay. So in level 1 only, suppose if I want to open this elevation, how it will look like when we are looking from this side. I can just right click and it says find referring views. Okay. So I can click on find referring views. From here I can select elevation. You can see detail view, main stair details, east, north, south, west, whatever you want, you can select. So it says the object that created the view was found in the following views. So let's say I want to go to south elevation. I'll click on open view. So can you see south elevation opens? So this is another way you can open this. Otherwise, there are direct ways to open this is just go to elevation here and just select any of these views, whichever view you want. Okay, and I'll just one second. Okay, so this way, when we are equalizing, when we are double clicking, elevation is opening. That's what I was trying initially, but it didn't happen. I'm just checking again. That's the building section which is opening actually. Okay, she's saying to click on the number. Yeah, right, it's opening. So I was not actually clicking on the the number itself. So I think that was the issue. Otherwise, it opens directly. So that's what I was thinking, why it's not opening now. So now you can see just by clicking on the elevation, whichever elevation you want, it will open. If I just double click here, which elevation is that? West, because this is west direction. When you look at this, you're looking from west direction. And this here, you're looking from east direction. And this, where is that? This one, you're looking from north direction. And you can see they have actually mentioned here north. If I just double click here, it will open the north. Okay. In the sample drawing, they could have mentioned this as east as well. They could have named this as E. Sorry, S. This is south elevation. So they could have mentioned it as south. If I double click, south elevation is open. So this way you can use elevation. But now the question is, what if I already have elevation? Let's say if I have elevation already. If I open this south elevation, I already have this elevation. But now, suppose I want to open this grid. These plans using these levels. You can see. I told you how you can open elevations. Now let's see how you can open elevations in the plan view. When you're being in the plan view, you can select the elevation symbol and double click on that number and it will open the elevation. But other way is just open the elevation. You can see this is south elevation. And let's say I want to open this level, this blue level, level 2. If I just double click here, it will open level 2. Can you see? If I go to south view again, I open level 1, it opens level 1. Right? Because level 1 and level 2 are having plans, while this roof line, ceiling, level 1 living room, foundation, these are not having any plans. So if you just double click there, it won't open anything. It will not open anything. Press escape. You can see it won't open anything. Okay, because only the blue levels, the one which are represented in blue, opens the plan view. The other ones will not open the plan view. I'll tell you why. When we work on these levels and grids, I'll show you why this happens. It has something to do with how we create the grids and levels. Okay, so now apart from levels and elevation, I think now you have seen that how levels and elevation works, how you can go to any elevation and open any level from here or anywhere. You can also use this project browser. But now the question is, what about the section? What is a section? Because here you have floor plans, you have 3D, we have seen 3D as well. We have elevation, we have seen the elevation as well. What is a section? Can you tell me what is the difference between an elevation and a section? It might look like both of them are same, but what are they? What do you think? What is the difference between an elevation and a section? Anyone? No? Okay, let me tell you. Elevation is kind of like front view, side view, top view. Sorry, not top view. Front view, side view, back view. Okay, when you look at the structure from externally. But section view is like, what do you see? See, suppose you're looking at a cake, let's say, externally from outside only, but you're looking at the front view of a cake. Imagine a cake. You're looking at the front view of the cake. That's it. Outside, from outside only. That's elevation. When you're looking at the cake from top, that's plan view. Now, when you cut a slice of the cake, let's say when you cut the cake from the center, from the midpoint, you cut it into half. Now, what you would see? You would see different layers of the cake, right? You're looking at the inside of the cake now. What is that? Is that elevation? Or is that section? When you look at the different layers of the cake, when you cut it, you see different layers of the cake. Is that section or elevation? That is a section, right? That's what section is called. Okay. And there you have cut the cake vertically. Okay. And when you cut the cake horizontally, let's say into various pieces, various slices, those are the levels that you're looking at. So plan view also is not totally, you can say, top view. There's a difference between plan view and top view. Top view is just you're looking from top externally, but you're looking at the plans of different levels, different, you can say, layers. That is these are the levels, right? But the section, let's come to section. So in this level 1 here, in this top view, where is a section created? Can you see any section which is created? Can you see this? This is the section. Display the view defined by this section. So this is a section which goes inside the structure. You can see this line. If you select this, when I select this, can you see at the left side in the properties, it shows section. It says section. Now, when you zoom out, you can see it is showing the section. Okay, so this is the section line. When you look at the section, it will show you whatever is crossed by this line. Whatever is crossed by this line, that is you're going to see in this section. So how to open this section? You can just double click here and you can see it has opened this building section. So can you see it's not a straight line. It's not a really straight line. It's going straight, then it turns here, then it goes here. So it looks like it's just a straight line when you look at the section, but actually it's not a straight line. So it is showing you the sectional view of the building, and you can see it's that section that has been cut. Okay, these are different elements you see. If you select here, it is the faucet that you're seeing. And you select here, this might be the sink, kitchen island. Okay, when you select this, it says built-in microwave, because everything, all the details, all the information are already there. Master cool, freezer, fridge. What is this? This is oven. This is oven. This is microwave on the top. Okay, and what else do we have? What is this? This might be kitchen island again. Okay, so all the structural elements you can see in that section, and you can shift that sectional view anywhere you want. Okay, you can see this is the windmill, wind power. So that's possible because of this section view cut. This is section line. Okay, so now if I just close this, You can see section is closed. And apart from building section, you also have longitudinal section, stairs section, different sections are there. Okay, and can you see those sections? Can you see these sections here? One is the building section. Where is the building section? It's there. This is the building section. You can see when I select it, when I select this, when I click here, or when I select this, you can see it says building section. But where is the other section? Can you see this one? You can click on the line itself. This is also another section. What other section do we have? Do we have just these two? Yeah, right. So let's open this section. Let's just double click. 1 second. When you double click, it shows longitudinal section. You can see this is the longitudinal section. What's the other one? Stairs section. There is one more section which is stairs section. Where are the stairs? Can you see stairs section? It will be near the stairs. This is the stairs. But where is the section created in the stairs? It might not be here. It might be on the level 2. Right now we are on level 1. Let me check level 2. Do we have that in the level 2? Stairs section. It might be hidden as well. Okay, let me go back to level 1. So if I want to go to stairs section, what can I do? I can simply go here, just scroll down, and in the section you have the stairs section. I'll just double click on stairs section. There it is. It's the stairs section. It's here. So on which side is this? This is on this side. And I think it's not showing any kind of line which is creating this stairs section. Maybe, okay, it's there, I guess. 1 second. So I think stairs section they've just shown this way only. And what is that? No. Okay. So let me go to stairs section, and there it is, stairs section. So this is the stairs section which is showing you the stairs. And I think this stairs section is shown by, oh, you're right, here it is. Is it this one? No, this is the other one. This is the longitudinal section. This is the building section. This is the longitudinal section. And stairs section is not really looking here. Let me check in the site plan. Might be in the site plan as well. Because totally depends on what approach they have taken to draw this drawing. We can't say anything. Okay. If we would have created this, we would know where everything is. Okay. All right. It's not there. So this is a stairs section where you look at the stairs and you're looking at the section of the stair. And this is what the views are. So how many views have we seen? We have seen 3D. We have seen plan in the form of levels. We have seen elevation. We have seen section. In section also, we have seen different sections. Okay. And we also saw how we can change the section. Apart from that, there are other sections as well. You can see typical wall section. So individual wall sections also you can see. Then you have detail views, main stair details. Now these are details, typical floor wall connections, typical foundation details. So all these you can see, these are rendering, these are legends, schedules, schedule of quantities, planning schedule and all. This is your planning schedule. Okay. So all these you can open from here. So project browser is something I guess you all have understood, which helps you to switch from one view to another. And based on that, you can, work on your drawing. So today I'm just keeping this session till now only, just 1 hour session today. And tomorrow we will be continuing with our very first model. There we will be starting with grids. So I'll show you grids. Today I just showed you the sample drawing and how properties, how you can work with properties and project browser. Okay. And a few things regarding the interface and all. So today is 4th of August, and we discussed the sample project that we have here. And okay, right. So tomorrow we'll be starting with a very basic project from our side only. We'll not look into any sample, but I would suggest you today, if you get time, just look at these samples. I've shown you a little example of these samples. You can look at structural samples as well. In structure sample also, you'll find same kind of views. So architectural is more easy to imagine. So I discussed the architectural sample, but this is structural sample that also you can look at. So look at these samples that you have. You will get a little idea about the interface. Just to get about the interface, how things are working in Revit. I showed you these samples. You can see here also you have these structural plans, foundation. If you go to the project browser, you'll see foundation. This is foundation plan, level 1, level 2, 3D view, elevation section. Okay, so different views are there. And there are again, of course, the sheets. Okay, so these are the elements you'll see in the project browser. So next we are going to continue tomorrow with our first, you can say we'll start with the you can say the grids and levels, how to create grids and levels, and based on the grids and levels you will be able to create your drawings very easily. Okay, I think that's the first thing we discuss in AutoCAD also, how to work with grids, absolute coordinates and relative coordinates and all that. But here in Revit, our work will start with grids and levels, how to set the grids and levels. So tomorrow it will be all about grids and levels, how to set them and how to work with them. Okay, so I'll see you all tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock, and then we are going to start again. Okay, so thank you all for joining. I'm ending the session now, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.